Namaste! Namaste, Big Cat! Welcome, or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Big Cat, come in, come on, I've got intel. As we dive into our daily do's and don'ts, darling dears, the planetary energies are Saturn, hey, the planet that comes with rules, regulations, rewards. Saturn is also the governs time, time which is longer than a piece of rope. It also speaks about what discipline as well as restrictions. Saturn has gone retrograde, darling dears. Just as we got over Mercury retrograde, we're back with Saturn retrograde in the what? Progressive air sign of Aquarius, no less. Urging you to do some serious introspective work related to your future, darling dears. Saturn wants you to go within. And if you don't, you'll get the restrictions, the regulations, and the rules. Gote. You've got to look at what you want to invest in emotionally. Do the things in your life you've been focusing on lately deserve the attention you shower it? These things you must look at. Or is karma pointing you in a new direction, darling dear? Having done such ministrations for, I don't even know how long, since Donkey killed Philippe, karma is telling you to what? Look at the direction that it's taking you in. Saturn wants you to what? Boss up, darling dear, and choose. There's a good way and a bad way, a right way and a wrong way. But it has to be what's right for you in your ascension, darling dears. Taking stock of your life can be exhausting. Yes, it can. Especially when you're facing your shadow side, darling dear. Realizing that you are the common denominator of what's going on, blood. You are the main character in your life, darling dear. Everyone else is just what? A stand-in or a walk-on. But once you what? Take stock of your life, darling dears. The rewards are in the multitudes. Putting your career under a reflective spotlight for the next 4 months will help you come up with long-term goals, darling dears. Put your career under the spotlight. But you have to remember, the best career to have is one that brings you joy, that you're impassioned by, what inspires you, darling dear, that it won't even feel like work. Innovative solutions to your life, right? And your aspirations will be buoyed up if you pay attention to what? Saturn's retrograde in Aquarius. Aquarius, the 11th house, darling dear. The 11th house is all about what? Friends, darling dear. How many of us have them? And we're talking about what today? Law, what? 10 of the 48 laws of power. Avoid the unlucky and the unhappy. The main lesson of this serious inward examination of the what? Transit that's going on, darling dears, is to keep your head what? Down and put in the work, darling dears. Be willing to expand your mind in new directions when the time is right. Everything's about the timing, darling dears. And as I said, we are what? Avoiding the unlucky and the unhappy, period, point blank. Associate with people who are happy and successful, Big Cat. This is the type of energy that you need in your life to become a better person. Some people are struggling because of circumstances that are beyond their control. However, some people then don't want me to talk. Excuse me. Some people love misery. Yes, they do, darling dear. Make sure you can identify the difference, darling dear, and do what? Minus the Big Cat. Because it will stunt your growth, darling dears. People who are always playing victim and complain about everything are called what? Infectors. Yes, baby. They're infectors. Right? And they'll infect you with their negativity and drag you down. If you're not careful, you must be a dexterous cat. Try to avoid people who share similar flaws. Why? They will create a what? A bubble of complacency, which is kryptonite to a big cat. And my fifth one, I like to do it in a 3 or a 5. Avoid people who are always going through one issue or problem or another. These are usually the ones who have a lot of emotional baggage, darling dears. Unstable relationships and unstable careers. Unless it's a career in what? Fucking ease blood, subterfusion bull swanky, and a big peppering of F shit. Right. It's a rainy day in the UK today. Yesterday, it was 21 degrees. Whenever we get a little bit of sun in the UK, we're like, what? They're firing up their barbecues. They're in what? String bikinis and flip-flops out in the roads, darling dear. And by what? 4 p.m. it was raining again. Woke up to rain, but it's a light patter. It's grey. It looks dark out there, but I always see the rain as a blessing. I like to go out into the rain because it washes you anew, darling dear. When I was little, my primary school teacher, I'll never forget her name, Jo Whiten. She told me that rain is just God watering his plants. And guess who are the plants, darling dears? You, big cat. You. Yes, Jo Whiten, she gave me a book when she retired. Last time I saw this lady, I believe I was about 8. I don't know what happened to the book, but in the book, she said to me, you are different. And you're going to have to learn to be strong because you're intelligent. That's what she said. I wonder what happened to that. I've moved so many times, darling dear. When you're in an unstable situation with someone, your gangster is off keter. And I took my hand off what was something that I built by the sweat of my proverbial balls. My own home, a good job, going to uni, all of these things. It's amazing how you get epiphanies, darling dears, when God wants you to sit still and in the least unlikely moment, a memory from the past, something where somebody saw the light in you, darling dears. But because you was what? All in the complacency amongst the unhappy and the unlucky. You didn't understand it. Anyhow, before I get too reflective, let's dive on. And what, I don't know if Jo Whiten is alive or if she's passed. If she's alive, she was a great teacher to me. She taught me a lot of things, which I didn't understand at the time, but I see it now. I see what she's saying. Avoid them, darling dears. It's an absolute must, point blank. Let's call in the energies of wisdom, guidance, and protection from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, way showers, spiritual guides, as above, so below. From Keitha to Malkuth. Namaste. So be it moat. Let's get it, big cats. Energies. Up, 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 big cat. Up, up, up. We are going on what? A little jaunt. We're getting the usher today. I told you I'm a pointer cat. Don't judge me. Judge not, lest thou be judged, yeah? Fist bump. Let's carry on. Because somebody's not happy with the journeys that you've taken and what you avoided. So we need to see what went on with they, them, and and what's going on with you. We'll get 2 decks. We have judgment at the bottom of 1. That must be them. And boss mode for the big cat. Listen, I just bring them messages. But before we go into the decks, darling dears, I nearly forgot the runes. Oh, Oh, just the one. And if it's going to be one, let it be one of the heaviest. Well, they're all heavy, with their own spiritual meaning and weight. This is Jera, darling dears. Leaning big cat. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This speaks about what? 1 year of abundance. Pay attention to what? Saturn in Aquarius. Aquarius is what? The eternal seeker of knowledge. Knowledge, darling dears, because knowledge is power. And this is going to bring what? Good fortune, blessings into your life. Jera is represented by the letter J, the numbers 40, 41, 42, and 43. It speaks about what? No longer a hope, now it's what? Happiness. Understanding the inside job of it all. I told you. Saturn's retrograde in Aquarius is what? Tasking us with looking within. Realizing certain things have to still be minused from the big cat. And you're like, more? More? Yes, baby, there's always more. Why? It's for the betterment of you, big cat. Good fortune and blessing is following you. This is represented by fate, destiny, and good luck. It also breathes of what? Change, cycles, darling dears. This could be a what? A win on the lottery for some, darling dear. I don't know if you speculate in that way. But today, if you take a gamble, it will go in your favor. Why? You've got the Wheel of Fortune blood, and it speaks of what? New beginnings. From what? Possible unexpected sources. Karma and evolution. As well as what? Progressive timing, darling dear, is afoot. Very interesting. Right, let's go with the Witch's Oracle deck to see what's really going on. Get the elastic on, keeping the circle tight. Okay, what did I say? Shadow work is afoot. It also speaks about what? I told you many times, my dear big cat. Mirrors are portals. Keep your mirrors cleaned at all times. Mirrors record everything, darling dear, and everyone is connected. So therefore, obsidian crystal, if the mirror faces your bed, or even if you've got a mirror in your house, darling dear, keep them clean. This also speaks about you what? Having faced your shadow side, realizing what? You don't like being around the unlucky and the unhappy and going nowhere blood. You realized what? Those hood-looking alfalfas guts to go one way or the other. Shalom, Carol Mustika, fist bump. Glad you could pop in, darling dear. Oh, who else is here? It's not Mercury retrograde, so why is my pointer not doing what I want? Thank you very much, True Joel, for your super chat. Kung Fu Panda, hiya! Sneaking up on a big cat. We've got it like this and that. I know for some of you who are new to here. Me and Kung Fu Panda, we're like Inspector Clouseau and his that person, his helper in his house, where he was always jumping out of him and attacking him, even when he wasn't ready for the attack. Listen, I swear God. Right. Jojo. Was it Jojo Rere? Or Rira? Rory? Pinky's up. Angel Love. The meaning. Hello, darling dear. Glad you could pop in. Seraph B. Big Cat Wave. Le Purr. I see you, darling dear. Who's that? Empress Emperty. Hello, darling dear. Glad you could all pop in. Who's this? Somebody called the Tarot Destroyer. This person is coming from a dark place. Didn't I say there was somebody here that didn't want me to speak? Let me fix up what you've got going on, darling dear, because you know you're having what? A crisis. Listen, the unlucky and the unhappy must be avoided. Let me just fix this. I'm so glad I've got two screens to see what's going on. Where is it? Just a second, darling dear. Somebody woke up in the morning in a terrible mood, and they're trying to what? Mitch can't kill my vibe. Where's my what? Trying to find it. Hold on a minute. Just a second, darling dears. You've got to be focused when you're getting rid of the F shit. There, go back to the crevice of the devil's balls. Right. Sorry, dears, I had to nip something in the bud. They was coming with the bad vibes, the bad energy, right? And they've got the bad credit, right? And they're lying to themselves. All of this and that. Like I said, big cat don't take no chat. Fist bump. Trying to what? Destroy the energy. Anyway, let's stop talking about rubbish. Basura. Base of the deck, darling dear, because guidance is afoot, darling dear. It also speaks about what? Possibly getting guidance on you to find out what's going on. Some of you are what? Getting and reaching for your tarot decks, understanding that you can tap into your subconscious to come to your own what? Discernment and conclusions in every area of your life. That's all it is tapping into your higher mind. Guidance, darling dear. Guidance also brings into my mind the world card, because that is the guide. Ending of a situation. It also speaks about what? The watching on the World Wide Web, the mouth breathing of it all, darling dears. Base of the deck is reminding you to remain grounded. It also speaks about what? Your infinite possibilities. Some of you have multiple streams of income. Some of you have become what? Avid gardeners, understanding that what? It relaxes you. And you're about to turn it into a business, darling dear. Jera, Wheel of Fortune is on your side. Thank you very much, Kung Fu Panda. Hey, you still get a chop. Yes, baby. We got it like that. Boy, you're being blessed, darling dear, because you remember your ancestors. And your ancestral team, your security, want you to remember that they're your security. You can call them at any time. They're trying to remind you, right? What is not dead is not dashed away, darling dears. A new beginning for you, darling dear. A new beginning for you. Somebody's going to be dragging up old bones. I told you, when they've got nothing to give the public, they rehash and reinvent, right? And change things around. The unlucky and the unhappy. This also speaks about what? Casting aspersion on your spirituality or your religion, saying you're not religious enough, or your method of spirituality ain't good enough, you ain't bad enough in it. What's the matter with them? How do they know how you speak to the Most High? How do they know? Base of the deck, look at this, darling dear. I told you. You've got a lot of what? Wicked intent being pointed at you from the unhappy and the unlucky. Can't you see the green face of envy and jealousy? At your back, darling dear, as I said. Clean your mirrors. Very important. Remember, a Mitch can't kill your vibe. Feel the energy, darling dears, and work against it. Because why? You're a transmuter to the light, darling dear. Whatever they chuck at you, you turn it into what? Glitter, cupcakes, and rainbows. Pinkies up, fist bump. As I was saying, judgment on the base of their deck. It also speaks about an ex-friend, family member, whomsoever this ex-person to you. I told you the miserable, which is requiring your accomplishment or your accompaniment. Baby. Darling, honey pie, allow me. I'm not doing it like this. It's gonna take away minutes that I'll never get back. Judge. Oh. What's going on here? A liar and a cheat, darling dear. I was just saying, somebody would like to come back into your situation. We see a full moon on this light seer's deck. It speaks about harvesting, darling dear. They'd like to harvest something from you. Know this, darling dear. Your spiritual team, look at the bird in the front is saying, bitch. Don't trust this shit. It also speaks about what? The ruminating thoughts. Somebody's ruminating from the past, darling dear. I told you, this is not your deck. This is your deck. This is a betraying betrayer. It also speaks about what? A merchant of slander. Somebody who's still chopping it up about you. Extremely what? Shady and sneaky, darling dear. Full-on blessing blocker. It also speaks about what? Someone is going through what? A sudden breakup. This is about being unceremoniously dumped, darling dear. They're dumped, or they was unceremoniously dumped. Told to what? Fetch the black bags before one of us goes to prison. And Big Cat can't go to prison. He must be free. to sock it to him, darling dear. I mean figuratively, not literally. Base of the deck, darling dears. 10 of Wands on its face, darling. Somebody wants to come and release something onto you, darling. The Wands is about what? Action. Wands is also about words, darling dear. Somebody wants to say something to you. They want to move towards you. Clarify this 7 of Swords. From they, them, and I'm the unlucky and unhappy. They see you from a different perspective now. This is a delay, darling dears. This is something that's coming in quick. Now that we've come out of Mercury retrograde, they're going to come on the wings of Saturn retrograde, darling dear. But you must use your what? Your Aquarius. The progressive Aquarius. Look where it is in your birth natal chart. It will give you the tools to how to circumvent this, darling dears. The Hangman is represented by water as well as Neptune energy. He also speaks about what? Somebody is painting themselves. I told you they're shape-shifting and mean. They've shape-shifted into a victim, darling dear. Blaming you for everything. I told you they're still lying. They enjoy being the teller of tall tales, or being in the spotlight when they're recanting certain things about you as you continue to sit on what? The wheel of evolution and change. Circle tight and right, darling dear. Definitely people that you're not communicating with. What does the big cat say to this? This Cheating, Chitara, this two-faced. You don't know which one to smack. Both of them are skullduggerous. Yeah, 7 of Swords. In the upright, I might add, as I said, they're shady, they're sneaky. Someone who shirked their responsibility. It also speaks about what? If they come towards you, darling dear, they're going to be giving you a different perspective. But don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. They're unlucky and they're unhappy. Turn your shapely back, darling dears, and continue to focus on what? Your long-term career goals. Use the energy of what? Saturn's retrograde in Aquarius. Just a second, darling dears. I have to plug in my laptop, otherwise it's gonna cut out. Now, where did I put the lead? Let me tell you something. In here's like what? Mission Impossible. It's got wires everywhere. That I'm still grateful to God that I've got the equipment for wires. Do you understand what I mean? You can complain, but don't complain too hard, otherwise it'll be taken from you. Minding your own business, darling dear. This is about your long-term goals. Again, we're looking at what? Saturn in Aquarius. This is the time for you to go within, darling dears. Focus on your long-term goals, because you will get some kind of what? Major return. On said goals, darling dears. The 3 of Wands also speaks about what? New social contacts. As I said before, with the field, somebody's going to be building a house. Could even be a greenhouse, darling dear. It's about cultivation of life. It also speaks about what? Wealth and power. Being inspired, darling dear. Using your creativities. This is about you what? You spending your time to refocus on what you want going forward. While somebody's hung up on you, someone that would love to sneak back into your situation. This is somebody who is what? Seeing you in a different light. Why? You didn't fight for them, darling dear. You had no more energy. Base of the deck. Bossing up on a bitch or midge. Some of you are about to see what? A partner come towards you. The Emperor is a father figure. It's also a future husband, or it could be a husband that you're actually involved with at this moment. You could be in a partnership. I don't know. This also speaks about what? Standing in your authority, darling dears. Realizing your worth. The Emperor is somebody who gathers information, but uses the right information, using intuition as well as discernment, as well as facts, darling dear. Cold, hard facts to shape out their future. You are no longer thinking like a pawn, darling dears. You are a big cat and you are playing chess. The Emperor is Aries as well as Mars energy. It also speaks about what? When you focus on your long-term goals, you will find stable solutions, solutions that will stand the test of time. The Emperor builds foundations, darling dears, foundations. It also speaks about what? Some of you are stepping out or will be moving forward with your entrepreneurship or skills, dabbling in this and that. But you will what? Become out as a major mover and shaker. Somebody's stumbling over their words. I'm not a stutterer. What's going on? Don't listen to this person, because it's a harvest that they're seeking. Person or people, avoid the unlucky and the unhappy. Yeah. Situations that no longer emotionally fulfill you. This also speaks about you what? Being careful of overindulgence. Over what? Extending your emotions, because you're the Emperor. The Emperor doesn't get down with the peasants to tongue wrestle. Are you mad? The Emperor's too busy what? Writing their boundaries and their laws, darling dears. Making sure that all areas of their life is stable, whether you are male or female. You are portraying what? Dignity, and you are serving what? Royalty in this season. This is about knowing your worth and adding tax, realizing that overindulgence could take you back down a dark path, somewhere where you've already left behind. Again, avoid the unlucky and unhappy. Why am I stumbling my words? Who in here? We've got a karmic amongst us, guys. Pat them down. It's possibly that one else leaving those nasty remarks. They're angry. They're so mad. They're stuttering, darling. There. Well, listen. Then start no shiznai and you won't be smacked by the Most High. Yeah. They're seeing you from a new perspective, darling dear. They're seeing that they can't just tell you any of this and that. This is about you being what? More contemplative in this season, because it's all about your evolution and your future goals. How are they being seen by people around? Oh, it's true. How are they being seen? Broke, darling dear. We've got 10 of Pentacles in the reverse and 5 of Pentacles in the upright. The 5 of Pentacles in the upright is what? A return to your mental health. This is what? Having hope, going after your dreams, after sadness and loss and all of the drudgery that goes with it. But then they've got the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is in debt blood. It's like a touch and go situation. It also speaks about being amongst the what? The disloyal. Those that you couldn't trust as far as you throw them. This is the same ones that can't trust their own shadow after dark, darling dears. They've got the tree of life, but they've got it upside down. Someone or someone's on a fool's journey. It also speaks about the bad health. Wishing bad health on others. And it's what? Boomerang season, darling dear. Because they are sitting in what? The sadness and loss of it all. This is the disloyal amongst the disloyal, unable to create a stable foundation. With the 5 of Pentacles in the upright, it's about what? Making the best out of a bad lot. They have the tools to heal themselves, darling dear, but this is somebody who's a finger pointer and a blame shifter. This also speaks about the ending of a relationship. Somebody went into a relationship that had generational curses and they've added to it, darling dear. This is the rushing into a situation, sneaking into a situation without having the full enlightenment of what they was getting themselves involved in, all whilst you had turned your shapely back, law 16, and focused on your what? Your plan. Divine, as I said, wants you to reevaluate it with Saturn in the progressive sign of Aquarius. Time to look at your plans again, darling dears, and refine them, reshape them. And it's also about friendships and groups, darling dears. Somebody's washing their hands of a stepchild at this moment in time. They realize that this child is what? Hell on legs, darling dear. Listen, emotionally manipulative, You're turning your back on this stepchild. Aquarius is also what? The house of what? Technology. Again, this is a what? A push to get your entrepreneurship going, darling dears. Get your intel, right? On the World Wide Web, I told you many times, there is $2.3 trillion on the tableau between now and 2026. This is a boss move, darling dear. All while, as you are on the wheel, on the upright, on the wheel of fortune, things are going wrong in their situation, darling dear. This is somebody that would like, they know that it is something that they even know that they're even touching on the fact that, yeah, they're getting some form of karma. But it also speaks about what? Refraining from making some kind of a decision, and it's a decision around a health situation, darling dears. They're in need of some kind of surgical procedure. I just heard dentist, and then they're refraining from it. Why? They haven't got the money for it, not for what they need. Major surgery, darling dear. No one was checking for them, boo. What's the card saying about that? No one is checking for them. Yeah, because you're balanced, darling dear. Minding your own business. This is being peaceful, having patience, darling dear. Having gone on a long journey, realizing that it's all about the journey, not the destination. Temperance, darling dears. This also speaks about moderating your time and your energies, understanding that where your focus goes, it grows. You've decided to be obstreperous in this season, right? Extremely difficult to handle. It also speaks about you being an earth angel as well as being protected by your ancestral team. We already saw the remembrance. Where is your altar, darling dears? Where do you say thanks? And this is a reminder for some of you, don't just set down food and leave it there. Sometimes the food will rot. You've got to keep it clean. Temperance, Sagittarius energy. This also speaks about a mediator. They want some kind of a third, what is it? Merchant of slander on the balls of their feet. They're going to try and bring some kind of a message, because they see you as being stoic, unable to what? Pull about like taffy. When you turned your back on this emotionally draining situation, I told you they're infectious. You became stoic, darling dear, but it was what? To spiritually heal and ascend. This is also what you manage in your time and your money. This is what is also giving you peace. And it also speaks about what? A secret admirer. But it also breathes into what? Patience. Patience after the end of a conflict. You had to learn how to balance out your emotions, darling dear. And especially on a spiritual level, you understood the assignment. It was not to take it on, darling dear. It was to learn from the situation. This is what is giving you peace. Because no one was checking for them, boo. Understanding that whomsoever you ended the cycle with, or they ended with you, they didn't want it to end. It also speaks about what? The unhappy and the unlucky. This is major arcana, darling dear. As you was blessed and what? Lifted up. They're in a rinse and repeat, and you know this. Everything they see on the World Wide Web about you, because they are Sputnik, mouth breathing to boot. They're spying. And they're not happy about what they see. They see you as peaceful. After all of that emotional turmoil, darling dears, the Emperor could also speak about a partner that you was possibly in, one that you did have to turn your shapely back on. You had to what? Buff up in your cranium to understand that level of treatment you didn't deserve. Emotionally manipulative. This could have been your father. It could have been someone who was in a long-term situation, the father of your progeny, or the father you thought was going to father your future progeny. A situation that you was dealing with, a scandalous cheat, someone who betrayed at every turn, and they knew what they was doing. But you must also remember, don't be mad, big cat. Remember, you was always the prize, and the prize is shaking itself off. This is why I've got my fan cup for the fucking ease and the Jezebel spirits, darling dears. Revelations 2:20. You're not checking for them in the least bit. And it also, the world card in the reverse also speaks about what? You're good with no closure. You're good with no closure. This is about accepting apologies that you never got, darling dears. You're good with that. There's no need to rehash or to go back to check for. You don't want the shoe you left. You don't want nothing, blood. Keep it moving. This is how forgiveness works in order to call judgment, darling dear. On Keitha. Accept an apology you never got. Because trust and believe what they're going through with their Agent Smith affiliate life. They're not happy. They're not happy. And happiness is the inside job, yeah? Pinkies up. Let's go back to their deck. Seeing it from a different perspective. This is somebody that would like to come back and lie to you again. You won't see the blade this time, darling dears. You won't see it. This person is putting on a great show. Mental health could be on the table. It also speaks about being amongst the disloyal, the codependent, lacking direction. No true career. Earning money, and it's coming in one hand and going out the other. And again, it speaks about a lot of senseless gossip. There's no loyalty. What did I say? A lot of things being done in the dark, eh? Yeah. 6 of Wands on its face, darling dear. No success here. Base of the deck, 8 of Cups. This is somebody that what shirks hard work, or the hard work of what? The shadow side, darling dear. Ace of the deck, Empress in the reverse, darling dears. This is somebody who is, listen, if they've got progeny, they better hit the ground running. This also speaks about jealousy. This speaks about what? A clout chaser. This is somebody that came to the table with a lot of secrets. One's in reverse. This is flipping secrets, mate. You have to understand, when you get amongst the unhappy and the unlucky, darling dear, they're going nowhere, blood. This is somebody, it could have been a friend. She's someone's mother. But she's always depressed. Something's always going on. The Empress in reverse is also somebody that cheats with people's husbands or boyfriends or girlfriends. This is a cheater, and they can't understand why the karma is still beating them up. Yes, they may be in a relationship at this moment in time, darling dear. But look who they're with. A High Commander Decepticon who lies, cheats, blame shifts, gaslights. This also speaks about what? Somebody's breakdown with their mother or father, because, you know, gender can be fluid. No longer working on that situation because it's too many secrets, or they want you to be quiet in a family situation. You're no longer working with that, darling dear. There's too much shadow work to do, and you've done yours. They've got to do theirs. It also speaks about what? Being, this reverse Empress is being ignored in a situation, and it's affecting her health. This person lives for what? Validation from others, and they're not getting it at this moment in time. They've got all the smoke and no fire, darling dears. No one's checking for them, boo. This is somebody who has tantrums, darling dears, especially when what? Their back is against the wall, which it is firmly against said wall. Told you. In one hand and out the other. This is somebody that cheats, as I said, with other people's partners, a professional mistress, and bitter doing it, darling dear. Why? Because whomsoever shoes you tried to fill, you didn't fill it. Law number 1 of the 48 laws of power. Never try to fill a big cat shoes. Hey, hey, someone should have told them at the back. Shade intended. This is a double-minded person. James 1:8, darling dear. This person wanted to what? Doppelganger your life. Wanted to recreate a life that you had. But they don't understand how you get them is how you lose them. If they was cheating on you, darling dear, and they've put you into what? The position of number 1. Guess what? There's a position for number 2 opening up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The reverse empress is somebody who will do anything to keep a situation, darling dear. I told you, it's hyacinth bucket. It's not bouquet, it's bucket blood. Come bucket, runs through bucket, bucket with a hole. Yeah. All of this and that. This is somebody who could work in, because Pentacles represents medical and monetary field, darling dear. But they're not really making that much money. No one's checking for them, boo. Just thought I'd mention it again. So as you continue to bring moderation into your life, I say this could be a future partner coming towards you. It could also be what? A business partnership, darling dear. But it will be what? A relationship that works. But it's also about you what? Nipping any emotional insecurities in the bud, darling dear. You have to master your emotions in a situation, all situations going forward, because whomsoever has your psychological password is your king. Especially in the business field, darling dear. This is what? Playing chess, not checkers. So this reverse empress, who you're not checking for, right? Who's disloyal, right? A heinous gossip, right? In a job or position that they're not happy about, right? Going through financial difficulties as you continue to what? Win, darling dear. What did I say? Chariot energy, Cancer energy. Being spiritually guided and enlightened. This is about moving forward at a hot trot. This is the fastest moving card in the deck, darling dear. The fastest, even faster than the 8 of Wands, darling dear. This are the card to get. Base of the deck. Moving quickly from the manipulators, darling dear. The con people that will waste your time. It also speaks about what? Whatever was being directed at you, because malice, after a time, it's like a ball of hate. It's energy being chucked at you, darling dear. Well, guess what? Boomerang season. You're not even in the position where they're trying to send it to, darling dear. Who's it for? Because no one's checking for them, boo. Period. Because they're unlucky and unhappy, and they're a daughter or son of Pennywise the Clown. Listen, a slow grinding hoe, for sure. This is somebody that gets up every day, darling dear, paints their face. There's nothing wrong with the makeups, because I wear the makeups. I F with Mac, yeah, right? But this person has to put themselves together in such a way, because they want the validation of others. They want others to see them as higher than them. But they're looking at the bottom of the pot. It's the blind amongst the blind. Trying to find out shit about what's going on with you, and being blocked at every turn by your ancestral team. Why? Because you're living in a North Node kind of a way, big cat. Your security don't run and will drag anyone. Why? Because you understood the assignment, big cat. The assignment is you. You. The best and only masterpiece you should ever work on a daily basis, big cat. Worry not about the what? The lying tongues. or the feet that run to do evil. It's one of what? God's pet peeves. Proverbs 6:16. It's being handled for you. But you forgive, face your shadow side on a daily basis. Always check, and recheck yourself. And as I said, we are what? Looking at our future going forwards. Using the energy of Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. Cutting emotional ties. This is also speaking of the Empress in reverse next to the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This is the disloyal friends, female energy that's been around you. The secret is that they didn't like you. They never intended the situation to work between you guys, darling dears. They came into what? Get information, darling dear. And any information they gave you, it never turned out right. If you was going for a problem at work, oh, leave the job. If you're having a problem in your relationship, oh, dump that bottom feeder, when all they wants to do is be you in a single white female kind of a way. No female friends, darling dear. I'm also hearing ghosted. Somebody was ghosted in a situation. This also speaks about the lack of attention to your progeny, because the Emperor is here. This is their family situation. It also speaks about spending a lot of time in a situation. Could be as much as what, 5, 10 or 15 years. Instant what? Rinse and repeat, darling dear, until you did better. You don't want to be hoodwinked, gaslighted, conned. You handed that spiritual contract in, darling dear, when you chose yourself. This Empress, I keep looking at this Empress. Hold on a minute, I'll have a look, another look as well. So what's their next squiffy move? Because they're always up to something, darling dear. With their what? Sucker pads, trying to bleed someone else dry. These creatures from the backwoods that you told to hit the road like Jack. Good God. 4 of Cups. Ooh. They're missing you, taking their bull swanky, darling dears. This is also the Page of Wands. What did I say? Lying and spying, darling dear. Nothing good comes out of this person's mouth. They're an advocate of the gingivitis, right? 2 of Swords on its face. Conscious choices they're making, right? To continue to cast aspersion on your name. All because you're not having it blood. 4 of Cups in the reverse, darling dears. This is not fabulous. An emotionally draining situation, darling dears. And it happened from when you was a child. So this could be a mother figure. It could be a sister. It could be a cousin. It could be somebody who was a guardian in your life, darling dear. This person showed you no true love. This is fake love to your face, darling. Personal people. It set you on a dark path, darling dear. Made you what? Easy pickings to the wicked. The 4 of Cups is the what? The energy of betrayal, negativity being put out there. They need to refocus their lifeblood. They're bitter and they're twisted. From a child. Why did they do this from in your childhood? Let's look deeper into this. Seeing as we're here. Tower moment, 5 of Cups. Hey! Because they knew you was the light. You are the one that brings the sudden change. You are the generational curse breaker, darling dear. They saw you as the light. They saw you as a tower of strength. 5 of Cups in the reverse. Whatever they tried to do to you emotionally, darling dear, you kept getting up. They didn't know why you didn't lay down. Why you didn't fall back. Why you didn't get in line. It was a what? A determined and focused effort to scupper you at every turn. Well, guess what? How now, brown cow? Sudden changes afoot. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, darling dear. They formed them, and they are still forming them because you refused to fit into a paradigm. You didn't want to be the secret keeper in the family. You didn't want to be a secret keeper in a relationship where you was being cheated on. The Hangman also speaks about what? In the reverse, somebody coming out of prison. You possibly even had them arrested for putting them paws on you, darling dear, and giving you a two-piece, and not from KFC. This is what I'm saying. When you're put into a paradigm that paralyzes you from the gate, darling dear, you're a victim of hate. Growing up in families where all of the feminine energies are being abused. Many of them raising delinquent children. It's all here, darling dears. You definitely had to claim dominion over yourself, turn your back, and this is about turning your back on all. Not just one of them, it's the whole bushel. Because even if you try and keep one of them from that camp, darling dears, for old time's sake will get you what? Brown bread before you can say what's going on. When people don't want to see your ascension past the level that they have ascended to, or what descended to, this is when the hate comes out, darling dear, and they're disliking the situation that you're in. They don't like the fact that you're not working with them, that you've got no energy to give to them. And when you turned your back, darling dear, you've had nothing but progress. As you sit in your seat of peace and guidance. World card on its face, darling dear. In the upright, it's about divine timing. In the reverse, something is about to come full circle for you, darling dear. Progress. What else do you have to tell me? Queen of Pentacles. You know your worth, darling dears, and you've added tax. If you've got progeny, you're doing the best a cat can. Why? By leading by example. This is also what? Wife material. This is a divine. I told you many times, only an emperor, a king, a hierophant, or a mage, darling, they can approach a big cat and fully understand what they're saying and what they're doing. This is about being appreciated for who you are. It also speaks about pregnancy. If you're of the age of childbearing, darling dears, there will be a pregnancy in a new union, and it's going to be moving quickly. But I don't care how quick you want it. You better what? Put a break on it, darling dear. Take your time. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is methodical, darling dear. You take the time. You watch actions. You watch words. And the first sign of what? Red flag season, darling dear. You minus the big cat. I don't care who it is. You've got too much to lose. You've overcome too many, what, trials and tribulations. This is what these people don't want. They don't want to see you in a stable relationship, a stable job, with a stable home, with all of your common sense. And guess what? A full, replenished hairline. Them don't want to see it. Not at all. But they can't emotionally manipulate you anymore. They've got progeny. They're delinquents, darling dears. These children do whatever they like, whenever they like. I'm seeing a multiple arrests. I'm also seeing next to the chariot take and drive away. They're pilferers of people's chariots of righteousness, darling dear. Mind your own business. Queen of Pentacles. Head down, ass up. Listen, Saturn already said, right? As he what? Slid into Aquarius. Focus on your future, darling dears. Pay attention to where you're giving your emotions, darling dears. Is it really worth it when you know your worth? The Queen of Pentacles, Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. This is about your nurturing and generous nature. This is what they missed, darling dear. You was generous to them. They didn't like the fact of how you was able to turn situations around. This is about you getting the job that no one thought you could get. This is you what? Passing the exams that they passed aspersion on it. This is you what? Raising your children single-handedly, darling dears, and doing a bad arsery kind of a job. Ace of your deck, more Skrilla.com, more opportunities. This is also my ring-bearing card. It also speaks about what? Partnerships, new beginnings, darling dears. Some of you will what? Be getting new homes. Some of you are going into the health field. I'm hearing what? Alternative therapy, alternative cosmetic therapy. So I don't know, is it the injections? And I heard something about rubbing the wood over the skin. I don't know what that's for, but yeah, you're good, darling dear. You've learned your lessons, having faced your shadow side on a daily basis. And some of you are coming through as what? Natural born healers. This is about you what? Bringing your talents into the light, into the foreground. You don't know whom your skills are meant to help. Remember that, big cat. You are another big cat survival kit. Don't hide your talents and your skills under a bushel. No, this is not the season for it. I wasn't ready for that. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles, please. Because we saw the Ace of Pentacles. Look at this. A Mitch and a bitch, or a bitch and a Mitch. The same reverse Empress. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. 5 people on this tableau, darling dears. But this is a couple. This is a bitter couple. Where are they looking? At you, bitch. And you know this, right? If someone chose someone over you, this is what? This is an unhappy romance. It's toxic. Come through Britney Spears. Posh clap. When I say posh clap, posh is P-O-S-H. Posh clap. You got to what? Crack the whip, because whatever you're doing, darling dear, I told you, when you read tarot, look to see where they're looking. The King of Cups, oh, he paying attention, darling dear. If this was a partner, he was no one's husband, right? This one was for the streets, darling dear. You had to give them back to the city. Come through Bruno Mars. Posh clap. And whom they with? Hyacinth Bucket, blood. Someone who can't be abundant, don't know how to be abundant, too busy gossiping and talking about you, current energy, all whilst your back is turned, darling dear. The unlucky and the unhappy. What did I say? They've got such malicious thoughts and feelings towards you, darling dear. It's crossed the boundaries. From there, she's nigh into yours. Good God. They've got no pause or chill factor. This unhappy couple. Let's see what's going on. What's going on with what? This dirty duo, this shady duo, right? This tree sloth consortium. What's going on? Why are they looking at the big cat in current energy? As you minded your own business, got great, looked after the progeny if you have them, right? Became an entrepreneur somewhat. Working on the internet, doing all of this and that, minding your own business, i.e. knowing your worth and adding tax. You behind the what? You're on the high counter. Up in that cupboard, the glass cupboard, right? With the spotlight on it. Mind your own business. And they've hoarded it up. Well, guess what? Wishing poverty on you. They want you to lose all you've achieved. You saw where the card fell. They're wishing darkness on you. Current energy. Who's this? Hinge and bracket, butty and bench, whatever their flipping names is. They wish wickedness on you. Told you. But what you give, you get. What's the matter with them? Don't they understand boomerang season and transmuting energy and all that? By the time you feng shuied yourself, jettisoned into your spiritual bath, which is today, Venus Friday. Is it Friday? No, that was yesterday. Today's Saturday. They're even getting times about the things that happened, right? The sequence of time, and they're lying about that. They're getting it wrong. They're lying about when they became lovers, eh? We saw the 7 of Swords. We aren't blind. And I've got on my spectacles of truth. They're lying about the timing when they got together, darling dears. This is also a wife, darling dear, a mother. Somebody who is what? Nurturing, wise. This is about having what? Excellent business acumen, because you managed to pull yourself out of the dirt, darling dear, where they wanted you to survive off of saliva, no less. Off saliva. That's how they wanted you to survive. Right? And you're not checking for them, boo. You're not. 33, that's law 33. You know your opponent. Hinge and bracket. They was cheating long before you found out, darling dears. This King of Cups, this is someone who's emotionally manipulative. Told them everything. The grass was what? Yellow with pink stripes. And this one, ate it all up because they wanted to be you. What else? Tell us, Kipper. Lots of cards. Somebody's going to be what? Taking a journey, darling dear. You have information and massage coming towards you. Again, we see the Chariot energy. This is movement, darling dear. And all of this goes to what? 17. 17 is the star card. Because you raised your vibrations, you're reassessing your what? Your future, your work. You're looking at everything now in minute detail, right? You're about to get some kind of message, and it speaks about swift movement. It also speaks about what? Your health is returning, darling dear, along with your common sense, your flip-flop. And what does 17 also represent? Jealousy, darling dears. And envy. Jealousy and envy. So what about hinge and bracket? The progressive duo, right? Straight to a mud hut. Listen, they're trying to avoid some kind of what? Health scare. I told you they got it. I told you, one of them's got what? They need to go to the dentist. They did something wrong with their teeth. Their mouth stink. It's listen, it smells like the breath of that man. Do you remember I told you? I think it was on the 13th of March. Go and watch that video. Listen, I wanted to spin my car off the road. Right? Never you ever let anybody offer a lift in your chariot of righteousness. I was like, sir, where can we drop you off? Sir, my windows were like, sunroof, listen. And it was in the winter, because I told you this weather is out here. Winter is always coming in the UK. We're going through the Game of Thrones. Let me tell you something. Their mouths stink, right? Not just from what they're saying, but they've literally got the gingivitis, darling dear, and they won't get it fixed. You must be like kissing death. As you focus on your distant horizons, nothing can hold you back. Oh no, you got to keep it moving. Yes, baby. That anchor, that ball and chain, one of those what negative energies from the hinge and bracket, darling dear. They're still going to keep the message. No one's checking for you, boo. No one is checking for you, boo. And no weapon formed against you be catch or prosper. They wanted you to go through it, and especially if you got progeny. Imagine that, wishing badness on the mother or father of your children that has the what? The possible major part of looking. You had to find a way. You had to find a way to bring them pentacles in. Somebody who tried to control your finances, darling dear, next to the poverty. They tried to hold you back because they knew of your potential. And they didn't believe you'd say, what? Get out. They're like, wait, what? Get out, basura. Yeah, they didn't expect you to say that. And they didn't expect you to stick to your word as your hairline came back. Listen, we are not accepting reverse friar tucks. We are not. Right? And look who's peeping out. Father God Most High, Taurus energy, the Hierophant, darling dear. Touch not the anointed, darling dears, especially the strongest soldiers. They had the hardest fight. What's this? Unexpected income, darling dear. You had to get out of the what? Come out, card, come out. Courtship. You had to get out of it. You're no longer crying into your fist. You turned your pain into pentacles and your hurt into hustle. You're a hustler. You need to get it right and understand. Proverbs 12:24. You're a hustler, baby. Especially if you got progeny. You didn't have the time to sit on your laurels and cry. Well, you did. I'm lying. I'm lying. You did. You cried into your fist until you met me and went to the mirror and beat the shit out of yourself till blood and spittle flied. Then you held the chair pose, right? Cried for a bit more, rubbed them beaches in. Then you washed your face like David and got to what? Earning what you truly deserve. Carving out your life on this Malkuth. The 2 and a 7 goes to a 9. No one's checking for them, boo. And when they ate you, you 9 them. Hermit energy. Isolated yourself for self-improvement, self-examination, introspection, darling dear. Use this energy. Use it. You got out of the courtship with this person, right? And all they can do is focus on you, blood, and they're getting palpitations, that black beating hole, right, in the middle of their chest, that thing they call a heart. They're getting palpitation. This also speaks about the high blood pressures, but they're in Guantanamo Bay, and especially this one, she's risking death every time they kiss the King of Cups. They've got the whole gingivitis. Jesus, they must see butts, right, spiders, daddy long legs coming out, right, of their mouth. Just imagine how it smells at night time in the room when they've got the windows shut. Jesus, they're feeling like they're being what? What's them bags that was it when they suck the air out of it so that it can be stored? Yes. They have to put water on themselves in the morning to replenish themselves. Yeah. And you're about to be gifted with what you truly deserve. Someone on your level. This is a partnership in business. Coming towards you, 3 and 7 chariot. This is about progress and coming in at a hot trot. Being gifted to you by the Most High, darling dears. And who God bless. No man can curse. I nearly said lurk. Listen, them still a lurk is a Freudian slip, right? And it was meant to come out. Bottom feeder. You kiss that one. Listen, with the kryptonite breath. Listen, I don't want to kiss nobody that's going to melt my teeth. Listen. I've only got 31. I've got none to give up, mate. I want them all to chew my what? My honeydew melons. I told you I like to take a big cat bite. Listen, this person is not feeling well at all, darling dears. Palpitations as they watch. Both of them are watching you. Both of them wishing badness on you. It's not working. A lot of things being done in the dark is staying in the dark with them. I think we're done here. Are we done here? One last decade. Why not? We're already past the 60. I told you I can be a chatty cat. They got karma. Hey, you have many options, darling dear. You've got the options. They got the karma. Many options that you co-created, darling dear. And divine wants you to what? Put the spotlight on your career, your focus going forward. You can't be all over the place, darling dear. You have to plan. Law 29, all the way to the end. The Wendy Williams. Because they're cowards, darling dear. In the face of your strength, this is the codependent. You had options, darling dear. You always had options. Right? And what did I take? What did I take? What did I say? Family member, darling dear. Family? Listen. Don't let me get started. How much time you got? What's this? Their inner child is Chucky. What's this? And they're on the spiritual short bus, straight past the sign that says you mustn't F off past this point. No wonder their heart is beating fast. They don't know where they're going. They don't know where they're going. Is lie them I tell to themselves. I told you they need to do real shadow work and tell the truth. They're the devil's strongest worker. Most diligent, darling dear. This King of Cups and Reverse Empress. Right? Fakeazoid to the core, darling dear. Fake, fugazi, shady, sneaky, tree sloth. And you was that blessing in disguise, darling dear. On that note, I drops me mic. toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. God will always prepare the table for you, darling dears. Sit there, whether they like it or not, you sit there. And you continue to what? Bend the matrix, darling dears. This is the season of enlightenment. We are in the age of Aquarius. Saturn is reversed in Aquarius. Look at your what? Your game plan. Fine tune it, big cat, and you get great. You haven't got the time to be worrying about this and that. No one knows the day, the hour, or the minute. Make this lifetime, this one that you have right now, as you realize it's the only one that you've got, make it be the last time you have to come back here because of karma, through not learning your lessons, through not living in your noof. No, it's not easy, darling dear. It's not for the faint-hearted, but the rewards are in the multitudes, and it will bless your generations going down your lineage. This is why your ancestral team chose you. This is why you must be grateful. This is why you must never look back. Well, sometimes you can look back, darling dear, just to ensure that goodness and mercy is following you, darling dears, all the days of thy life. And as I always say, don't get smoked, and don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Cat, cat. Cat, cat.